Hi, hello, this is Jules the Human here. Welcome to Gaming Gone Weird, a show all about all the weird, interesting, funny, but very real stuff going on in the gaming world. I am one of your hosts, Jules the Human, and every Saturday we are here on the Know Your News YouTube channel talking about all the crazy stuff that goes on in gaming. And I'm not alone. I'm joined by somebody that you see on the Post Impact show with Joel Pearl on like the Fightful Network stuff. Maybe we'll see her feet today. Cresta Starr.
Show feet starting off hot. Hi, everybody.
Gotta start weird.
I mean, true. That is fair. Hello, everyone. It is me, Cresta Starr. Thank you for that introduction. And if you guys don't know Jules the Human, he is a wonderful lamb cult leader, beautiful human on Twitch. Jules the Human. I do stuff, but we're not here to talk about me. We're here to get weird.
Yeah, we're here to get weird. I'm curious. Did you play any video games this week? What were you up to?
I always play video games. I beat Enter the Gungeon for the second time.
Oh, yeah.
Finally got 2 pieces to that last lady. So I'm feeling very accomplished. Did you accomplish anything in gaming this week, Jules?
I'm in a weird spot right now because there's a lot of video games I really like, but they're not like the most popular. So I'm like at this weird thing where like there's this game called Metal Hellsinger. I did like a hashtag ad thing for that one, but like it was interesting. Music was going, and like you said, Cult of the Lamb that we talked about last week. It's been a lot of fun. So I've been playing a bunch of different games. What games have you been playing? I want to know. Cresta wants to know. Let us know in the comments or send us a super chat. As you know, if you've been here before, we do this every Saturday, but you can get your comments or questions read on the show by going and clicking the little money button, I think it is, for the YouTube super chats, or you can do KYN chats. We have kynchat.com. Leave a KYN chat before or during a live stream, and you get it read on the air, and we can talk to you and all that stuff. And that would help us here at the show as well. So if you want to support us in that way, that'll be great. But just being here with us is super dope as well. So we have a pretty cool show today because we're going to be talking about stuff that we're going to talk about controllers. We're going to talk about things that are not really controllers, and we're going to be talking later on to J-Roc the God, who is very interesting, Twitch investor, Twitch partner, and we'll get some of his story and some of his interesting stuff on later on. But what, Cresta, is the question of the day? We did this last week, and every week we kind of want to do a question of the day to get chat going. So what's the question of the day today?
Guys, it's not always going to be trivia. Today I want to know what you think, and write this in the comments. If you had no access to a keyboard, mouse, or a controller, what would you use instead to complete your favorite game? Like, here's an example. If I couldn't use a keyboard, mouse, or controller, if I could do anything to complete my favorite game, which happens to be Legend of Dragoon for PlayStation, if you guys have played, it's a beautiful game, I would probably use a Stream Deck. All the buttons are customizable. I can make anything I need to do and map it to my controller. What about you, Jules? What would you use instead?
I do find that the Stream Deck is very usable and versatile. I use it all the time, and I have like they added recently within the past year like little folders, so you can go into stuff and you have stacks and stacks of folders. So that's a really good one. You know what I like? What feels normal to me is a Guitar Hero guitar. Man, we have a story later on about that, but like I enjoy Guitar Hero guitar. That feels normal to me. I've spent hours on that. Or like the Rock Band drums, like that sort of thing. Like I'm down to do that. Figure it out to go up and left and shoot and all that stuff. Play some Apex Legends. Maybe try that out.
Apex Legends on a drum.
Yeah, as you're shooting, you're doing like a roll. Yeah. Just to try and shoot. Let us know what sort of peripheral or anything or body part you would want to try to play your favorite game on. Let us know in the comments or send us a super chat or a KYN chat. But if you haven't noticed, that's what we're going to be talking about today. We have a ton of stuff, and then J-Roc later. But we kind of want to go through all the stuff that is not really controller, but they put out there in the world, and it's kind of weird. Can you explain the first thing to me, Cresta? What is this, and why was it a thing?
So let's first explain what we're going to be talking about. Like, let's talk about what a peripheral is. You guys want to get some education today. Definition: a peripheral or peripheral device is an auxiliary device used to put information into and get information out of a computer or a game system. Roll that first clip, Jules. Okay. This is a cute cat. And listen, when I found this, I was like, this is so cute. A cute cat is a barcode scanner that they made in like 2000, and users would plug it into their computer and catalogs. They would take pictures of like the barcodes that you would see on the back of things. So you could say it was like the spiritual grandmother to QR codes, which honestly, I don't know why this didn't take off because we really use it now. So
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like within, especially with the pandemic and stuff, like having hands-free stuff, hands-free menu. That's where I see it the most, is like a menu where people just have it on the table. Like it's such a good technology, and like that's one of the good things that happened within the past couple of years, where it's like we didn't have a practical use for it before, but now that everybody just doesn't want to touch stuff, like that's totally cool. And you always have your phone with you, so you're just scan it. And even like if you take pictures of a QR code, like I feel like the Q Cat was ahead of its time.
Yeah, ahead of its time. Too smart, too big brain.
Before we get too much into like other forms of controller, what was your actual like favorite controller from a console? I kind of want to know that. Like with people, okay, the one that I like, which is kind of weird, is the N64 controller. Looking at it is very weird if you're trying to explain to a Zoomer, probably like, do you have 3 hands? How do you do that? But the one that I never, as much as I liked GameCube, the controller always felt a little weird to me. I don't know. That's my hot take for the day. But what controller did you like?
Take.
Okay.
I've heard the N64 take before. Some people found it more ergonomic. My favorite controller is not the favorite controller I like to play on. My favorite controller I like to play on are PlayStation controllers. Maybe I got little hands, but to me, where everything is so it works on some games. Other games, I prefer an Xbox controller, but it's really big. But my favorite controller of all time, SNES controllers. Everything you need is right there, but there's no analog. So I feel the perfect combination of that is a PlayStation controller.
For sure. Let us know what's your favorite controller. I want to know what your favorite controller is. Let us know. Send us a super chat or a KYN chat. But what is this next sort of dealing that okay, this is more for like a PC game. I don't even know how to explain it. It's not a controller, it's not a thing, but I have seen it before. What is this trackball portable mouse?
So the portable mouse is really for like if you're on vacation. I feel like I'm on the QVC right now. Coming to the stage, portable mouse. Do you have carpal tunnel? Is it hard for you to grip the mouse? Do you not have a mouse pad? You put your finger in and you hold it like a trigger, and you use your thumb like a trackpad, and then you button it. It's on Amazon. It looks cool at first, but I mean, I don't know.
For 3 easy payments of $19.99, Cresta, can we go lower?
The survey says you can use 2 of them like a Wiimote. I'm kidding. You cannot. You cannot.
So yeah, I mean, I've seen this before. This is, I mean, it looks cool, and I mean, essentially, it's a nice little. I mean, I'm not scrolling through the internet just cut like for hours. I mean, if I'm just like chilling back and just like doing one of these bits where it's just like, yeah, I'm just hanging out, but I don't scroll the internet like that. That's a cool thing, but whatever, man. I don't know. That one's interesting.
If I had my computer monitor on my bed ceiling and I'm in bed, I could see myself.
Oh, for sure.
Well, who has a computer monitor on their ceiling? Unless you rich.
Yeah, you just have a bunch of other TV regular remotes, little ones, big ones, whatever. So that's the trackpad portable mouse. Now this one is a monster. We have the Steel Battalion.
I'm not mad at this. I'm not like, and I mean this with the utmost respect as a sweaty gamer myself. If I was a sweaty gamer, now this came out for Xbox One, for the original Xbox back in 2002, 40 buttons, 2 joysticks, and $200. Wasn't that the price of the actual Xbox? Like
something like that.
If I am playing any sort of Gundam simulator and I have that, yo, I'm winning. I am the sweatiest of the sweats on that team.
I haven't played it, but there is a new Gundam game, I think on Steam. It's like a free, I don't know, just 3v3 or 5v5 or something. I haven't tried it out yet. It looks okay. Graphics leave a little bit to be desired, but like, yo, you got it in my head now. Now I'm going to get the game, which is free, by the way. buy the $200.
I don't even know if that's compatible.
Yeah. The Steel Battalion. I'll figure it out. We got to figure it out. But
it's literally 20 years old.
It's a behemoth. I don't even know if it's the same ports.
I'm sure there's an updated version of it. I mean, honestly, I'm not mad at that.
What are these feet pedals?
Listen, how am I going to tell my Gundam to go backwards, forwards, left foot, right foot?
That's true.
Stomp.
You gotta, you stomp and then you move forward, but you gotta, okay, cool. Steel Battalion. That's a cool name. I'm down for it just for the name. We probably, would you buy it? Let us know in the chat. Send us a super chat. That looks dope.
If I was rich, yes.
Something that is very iconic for sure. Something that a lot of people have had in the past. A lot of people enjoy this one. It is the Power Glove here. Now, I've never had one. I do have a question now that I looked into it and stuff. Like, how would you wash it if it got dirty?
Oh, if you being real sweaty.
Yeah, if you're trying to be real sweaty and play.
That's fair.
So that is the most iconic, not game controller. Because
even with the Steel Battalion, that's still like a controller. This, from the research that I did, I was a baby when this came out.
Mm-hmm.
The research that I did, you weren't playing games like this. You could map it, and then there still was a code that you had to put in so it matched the Famicom game. So it looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
In functionality, maybe it was ahead of its time. Maybe now, or maybe 2013, Kim Possible.
I wouldn't mind just having one, a new one,
mm-hmm.
a non-tainted, non-used one, and put it in a case.
Yeah,
or something.
Just put it in a case. It'd be really cool.
It's nice memorabilia. Mm-hmm. I don't know about actual functionality, but I did find something that I was considering purchasing at one time when I was really getting into it, which is the Azeron keypad. And this one is very close to a Power Glove, sort of the new and improved Power Glove. But if you see it, there's a little joystick on the thumb. There's all of its adjustable palm stuff, and every little red button there can be mapped. So there's, let's see, for the index finger right there, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can have essentially for one finger 6 or so mapped out keys for it to use at your disposal. I mean,
this too much.
It looks cool, right? They're customizable colors, and I mean, I'm not affiliated with them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being paid by them right now. But I'm just saying, I was heavily considering this because I was yo, that's a statement piece. And
but where do your fingers go? That's what I was thinking.
Right? You put your like that, and it's all adjustable.
It's giving.
Isn't that comfortable?
It's giving Dr. Robotnik.
It's very much that. Yes, as you can see, all those are adjustable. But I saw that's being sold now. That's a thing people are purchasing now.
I don't hate it, but I'm overwhelmed.
Maybe that's the feeling I want. Maybe that's when someone's like, "Yo, what are you gaming on, bro?" I'm like,
"You pull this bad boy out."
They're like, "Whoa, I don't want to mess with you." See, everybody plays on a regular little small keyboard, a bunch of colors, a bunch of lights. Got this little octopus next to me.
If I went to a tournament and you pulled that out, I'm like, "Yo, he's about to beat me up." That's 10 plus 10 intimidation.
Yeah. See, that's what I wanted for. I want to be, because I'm a little soft boy inside. I want to be intimidating with my Doc Ock keypad. I don't know. Chat, help me out. Send us a super chat. Would you buy the Azeron key? Do you need to see it again? That's what it looks like. Because Jules would buy it. Jules, 2 thumbs up. Cresta.
You know what? I middle of the road. I don't hate it. Maybe if I saw it in person and I saw a live demo and I got my hands on it, I'd feel more comfortable. But right now, that's very overwhelming.
Send us a super chat to buy Cresta a Azeron keypad. Send us a KYN chat, kynchat.com. If you want to help us out to the buy Cresta a keypad fund. Something, of course, that was the meta, was the move, was something that everybody had, and we would be remiss to not talk about it, is the Guitar Hero stuff. and the rock band Peripherals. So Guitar Hero came out first with all of their, it was like one guitar at first, but then it quickly became a whole thing with how many guitars there were, and some felt different than others. But like, what's your connection at all to Guitar Hero and that whole legacy first before we get into like Rock Band?
So I want to bring up offline that me and Jules are musicians. Jules plays instruments. What Jules? What music? What? Whoa! What is happening here?
What? Just what? What? Question mark.
What instrument do you play, Jules? Jesus, that was hard.
Yes. I dig it. I am a classically trained trombonist. I went to University of North Texas. I played in a ton of bands, a ton of groups, a tons of symphonies, orchestras, small bands, big bands. I played jazz. I'm musically proficient on piano if I need to. I can sing. I got taught all that stuff. So yeah, I'm a musician, sort of. I mean, I can play guitar. I don't. I probably could play bass and drums. I could, but I don't.
You guys don't understand that I never knew this. So this is a genuine reaction. I am also classically trained in trombone.
No,
I'm not even kidding.
You're a liar.
I'm not even
don't
kidding.
even.
I went to LaGuardia High School for performing arts, and I played at Carnegie Hall twice. What is happening here?
What?
Yes. So when you said I'm classically trained in trombone, I was like, brother, what is happening here?
You took my answer. No. This can't. How do we not know this? I just Carnegie Hall, Cresta.
Listen, it was a school program. It was a school program.
I mean, still. Well, I went to Japan and China and stuff. That was sort of a school thing. Too. I mean, yeah, I know, but I'm saying like it still counts. You literally have that on your What?
That's crazy. Like because like later on in the show, we're gonna talk about a game called like Trombone Hero.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later.
It's so comical that you put that up, and now it's like it's all making sense. It's all making sense.
That was legit. Both of us reacting. If that's not the clip, I don't know what is. But like,
I don't know what it is.
Yo, no way. Okay,
that's so cool. That's weird.
I think we need to have a bone off or something. Trombone Champ. That's the game.
I don't even have a boner. I don't even have a boner anymore. It's been so long. It's been 84 years since I've had a boner.
Oh no, it's getting weird real fast.
Now.
Yeah. Oh wow. Dang, that's cool.
That's Chris Brazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to recover. I'll recover afterwards. But man, we got a show to do. Dang, I didn't know that. That's cool. So I mean, you said you were like, I kind of played trombone. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. You said I played trombone in middle school. I think that was your message to me.
I learned it in middle school. I played it in high school, but it was that middle to high school thing that we did. All the Carnegie Hall stuff. Listen, this is not a musical theory straight.
Yeah.
Okay, Guitar Hero was awesome. It just made me feel bad.
Awesome. Okay.
Because if you played actual guitar, it's like, to quote Divine, by the way of oh my God, I can't think of this drag queen's name. But these don't look like Cha-Cha Hills. That's the joke.
Okay.
That's the joke. The joke is that if you play an actual guitar, you're like, what is this? And then playing Guitar Hero, people who are good at Guitar Hero, some of them are like, I cannot do a guitar. And people who are good at guitar cannot do Guitar Hero for some reason. Like,
for sure. I mean, okay, for me, I think it did actually help me get better Guitar Hero. And then with the whole Rock Band drum stuff, that did help me differentiate different body parts to move in a different way, because that was a problem I had when I played like real guitar and stuff like that. And with Guitar Hero, it's like this hand's doing something and then you have to pick in a certain way. So at the very basic part of Guitar Hero, it can teach you to move two hands independently. Yes, because this came out before I went to college. This was in like high school, middle school, and all that stuff for us, or for me. And I played a bunch of that. And then after Guitar Hero, we had the whole Rock Band phenomenon, which added, vocals to it. It added this whole drum pad. This is like the newer drum pad. I think I actually had this drum pad.
It's peak karaoke at home. If you don't want to sing, do you want to play the guitar and show off your sweet solo skills? Are you a percussionist? This was the one.
Yeah.
This is the one.
I loved it. It was so much fun. Man, I got really good at the drum stuff, but it was definitely, I would play like on expert and stuff, but like it was definitely like I'm sweating, I'm trying hard, but it was fun. I had a
But
really
it's
good time.
like, it's also, no one batted an eye when you were playing a game with something besides your hands, because you were also using your feet. If you were singing, you were using your voice. And if you ever played DDR, you were using your whole body, which is another music rhythm game. And like DDR, I think Para, I could be wrong. There was a hand one that was like that. So like all of the rhythm games really don't really make you think that you're playing a game with a control. You're just having a good time.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good segue onto our next topic.
Sure. Our next topic, having a good time?
No, the flute.
Oh, the flute. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's okay. So people are still doing that. I was like, what's the connecting? I totally flubbed that one.
It's okay. I got you, homie.
So yeah, speaking of like musical instruments as like controllers and stuff, there have been some really people doing some wild stuff with different things, and we are going to get J-Roc in here pretty soon. But we have KRNG Deano, and he's been going crazy, and he has actually been playing with different controller stuffs, and he has been using the recorder to play COD, and it looks something like this, where he's pressing down, playing different notes, moving it, and getting shots off. Wow.
Ridiculous.
I don't even know what the sound, like the different, depending on which holes you have covered up. I can't even think of the concept. Like, how does that make sense?
And do you have to hold the note? Like, I am no flautist. I'm no flute player, but playing the trombone requires a lot of breath. So you like,
yeah, something like that. I really don't know. So he is really like leading sort of that experimental stuff as far as different controller or peripheral types. But speaking on something that we talked about a little bit earlier, he posted this week, a couple days ago actually, about him using a Guitar Hero guitar for the Modern Warfare 2.
I love it.
What's going on here? Just look at that. That's better than me.
If you're doing this on a Guitar Hero guitar, I do not want to play you on a controller.
No.
Like, if I went to a tournament and you pulled out a Guitar Hero guitar for a fighting game or a shooting game, I'm about to get demoralized.
I can't even do that normal, quote unquote normal, with a normal controller. I can't do that well like that. And you're just like, let me make it a little more difficult for myself. Let me just play it on a flute.
How dare you be good at that too? Like, how dare?
The absolute gall of you to just be like, I'm gonna be good at guitar on Call of Duty. What are you talking about? So that's Deano, KRNG Deano. He's doing some wild. We'll see next week. Let's do a weekly update. What thing is he using as a controller next week? We'll see it out. But
we're gonna grab him and get him on the show one of these days.
For sure.
What are you doing now?
Yeah, what are you up to? But in other peripheral news and peripheral game stuff, Miss Mika has completed Elden Ring Remembrance boss run using a dance pad as the controller.
Speaking of DDR.
Yeah, DDR, using it to the max, 53 bosses, 13 days of streaming, and 66 hours of gameplay. Here she is right here playing, beating Elden Ring.
I know her legs and her quads gotta be brawling after that.
Man, I cried when I beat one boss. Again, I'll bring it up with J-Roc, but I beat the first boss, and I was like, hooray. And here she is. I think since she did that, now she's going on to doing a level 1 run where she stays at the same level and does the whole thing again. Why are y'all good at games? Stop it.
This is quickly becoming from gaming gone weird to, man, that's impressive.
Yeah. Or, man, we suck at video games.
Yeah, like, I'm looking at my Xbox controller next to me like,
yeah. Just be better.
Help
be better.
Me. Let me grab my mouse, like, help me. I can't. What's happening? What is happening with my... All right, that's
okay.
Thanks, Razer.
Do you dance on DDR mats before? Have you done that before? I've never done that.
I used to be really friggin' good at DDR.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I wasn't putting up no leaderboard numbers, but a cartoon heroes or a because after a while it becomes muscle memory. My brain turns off and my feet are like, I got this. Don't worry about it.
But okay, I'm saying this because I'm a fat person. Was it fun to where you're like, all right, let's do another one? Because the only thing that I think of when I'm thinking about playing DDR is like after one song, I'm just like they're sweating and I'm like, we're good. We're good.
One song, yeah, I'm exhilarated.
Yeah.
Second song, why did I pick this fast song? Third song, I gotta go out in the bang, but by the end of it, this is me.
Okay.
And I mean, like, don't get into it. I guess by that side, I'm considered a skinny person, but I am out of shape. I am in a shape, but it is not an in shape one.
Sure.
Like, by the end, this is me. Yeah. I mean, it's good cardio. A bunch of my friends lost a lot of weight, and I just stopped. Not for me. I'm lazy.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's I don't see that as fun. Guitar Hero, moving my hands, boom, sitting down on the Rock Band thing, cool, just jamming out. The whole I gotta stand up for this video game. That's why I don't play VR. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't mind playing VR, but man, like moving around and stuff. Okay, some people
it's
enjoy
fun
it.
and it can, like, honestly, as much as I'm a musician, I'm a theater kid too. So when you really hit it, people are like, oh my God. Then you like, yes, I'm the man. I'm the man. It's so I can't breathe. I cannot breathe. Please.
That's kind of I love these like peripheral games, like mainly Rock Band and Guitar Hero, or like DDR, because like it was a fun party thing that you can bring over to a friend's house and have a lot of people. Like, even I didn't even understand how. We got somebody here. We'll have him join in right after this. But I had some people, or I've seen on Gossip Girl that even in Gossip Girl, it was a whole thing that people were playing Guitar Hero, and it was a whole part of an episode, which I didn't know it went into the zeitgeist like that. But let's go ahead and get J-Roc in here. And
J-Roc, we're gonna edit this part out. Oh, not my background. We're gonna edit this part out.
J-Roc, hi, hello. Welcome to the show.
What's up? Thanks for having me. What's going on?
J-Roc, thank you so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, follow J-Roc the God. He is illustrious, clear skin, good hands, but even better feet.
We were just talking about something feed related, because I don't know if you play any DDR.
Bad at it.
Okay, but you have played. I have not even tried it.
It's a different type of coordination with DDR than what I'm used to, and DDR ain't for me. DDR ain't for me. I say that. And we're going to say that, and we're going to leave it at that. Oh yeah.
J-Roc, what games are for you? I mean, we kind of talked about stuff, but kind of want to introduce, what you do, what kind of games you enjoy, and how you got into streaming video games on Twitch and things like that.
Do you want me to start with kind of games I enjoy?
Sure. What
I enjoy everything not named Apex Legends, if we're being real here.
Oh no. Oh, I have my Wraith heirloom right here. No, I hate it as well. Don't worry, I hate Apex.
Yeah, I'm not really like picky on the type of games I play. I play with pretty much like anything. Anything can like gather my interest as long as I got the right people playing with me. You know what I mean? I'm more about the company and the journey than I am the destination, I guess, so to speak. So I'll give everything a shot.
For sure. What was like the first game that you decided to stream?
The first game I decided to stream? Oh, so this goes way back, way before I even knew what Twitch actually was. I had some couple of friends like way back when, and one of them was too scared to play Outlast.
That's a spooky game.
Yeah, one of them was too scared to play Outlast. So she asked me to like if I was playing it, and I was like, yeah, I'm playing it because it was free on back then it was free on the PlayStation Plus or PS4, like way back when. It was like I think it was like the second month that PS4 was out or something around there. And she was like, yo, you could just stream it to Twitch. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. I had no idea what it was. That was the first time I used it. And like, I had not used it or even considered it again for like a year or so. So I don't know if that counts or not.
Yeah. Outlast is a scary one. I liked Outlast 1 better than Outlast 2, I think. But I think that was more scary.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to switch from, hey, everyone uses their hands? What made you decide to say, yo, let me try playing with my feet?
Oh, so there's an actual whole story behind that. So when I first like actually got into streaming, I was in the survival horror community, mostly for like speedrunning the OG Resident Evil and Silent Hill games. And a couple of friends of mine, we were just chilling in a Skype call right before a charity marathon. And one of us was surfing Twitch, and he was just like, yo, can I curse in here?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You do whatever you want.
He was just like, what the hell's going on in here? And he like drops the channel link, and it's some dude who doesn't stream anymore, sadly. And he was playing Silent Hill with his feet, and we were just like, what's happening here? So I got even more curious, and I had to like read his bio, but his entire bio was in Taiwanese because the dude was from Taiwan and didn't speak English. So I had to like actually put the entire thing in a translator. And I found out through that the dude was born without arms.
Okay.
So it was just like, wow, he's still no arms, and that's still not stopping him from playing his favorite games.
For sure.
So I would pop in there from time to time. I saw him playing that, and I saw him playing Mega Man and a few things like that. And I was just like, we had the charity marathon coming up, and I'm just like, you know what? I'll try this for the charity marathon. And I didn't practice.
Okay.
I respect it.
I mean, I didn't have time to practice. I didn't really have an arcade pad, so I had to go out and buy one because this is what I saw the guy using. So I was just like, all right, this is how it has to be done. I didn't think of any other method, so I went on board an arcade pad, and this was probably about like an hour before I was slated to go on for the charity marathon. So I put it down. I was like, all right, all of these buttons work. Okay, cool. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it live.
That's what I was going to ask. I was like, did you even have the gamepad? So you went out to get the gamepad and tried it out first, and then you were just there doing it. That's really cool. And Cresta was mentioning before we started the show, this opens up a whole, even your story about how you got into it. This opens up a whole conversation about like accessibility and for promoting accessibility in video games, because right now there are a lot of video games that have different sorts of settings and stuff that are good, but it's not normalized as much as it could be. I think every game that comes out now needs audio stuff, visual stuff, things that you can add to it to make it more accessible to everybody. Somebody that I did want to mention was a user by Rocky No Hands, who is a quadriplegic COD star, and he's paralyzed from the neck down. But he has 3 Guinness World Records, and if you can see here, he's going crazy on Call of Duty with his mouth, still playing, still better than me. Like, accessibility is great, and I think bringing it more into the light by having these different settings and stuff is really good and gets more people into gaming.
Yeah, for sure.
J-Roc, I also wanted to ask you, would you ever consider playing games with your feet, but not with a pad? Like for a charity situation, like would you play?
I have once already before, actually. I played.
What did you use?
I used a DJ Hero disc jockey thing. And I played Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls 3.
Yes.
Did you complete it?
No, we didn't really have much time to do it. It was this was at TwitchCon 2017. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Super Lewis 64, who
I am not, unfortunately.
He takes like household items and makes them into controllers. So he'll like I have literally nothing sitting here that I can use as an example.
I've seen the guy. There's like a guy that does like reloads. He like reloads different things, and it's like a little video stuff. But I'm not too sure.
But, yeah, he could take something like this little remote right here and program it so each button on the remote functions as a controller instead. This dude actually used the potassium in bananas as an electricity conductor to use the bananas as a controller to play Destiny, which was
that's not weird. That's
right.
hype. That's
Yeah.
hype.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
which
hype.
is literally bananas. But yeah, he was the guy who brought the DDR pad because when we went to the convention, and he was just like, you should try it out. So I'm trying it out, and he's just like, well, I'm kind of disappointed in you. And I'm like, what? He was like, why are you using your hands? I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't know you wanted me to put my feet on your stuff. And he's like, oh no, it's cool. So we did that, and we did that live, which is like my first time doing it. And
whenever you're at something like that, and we'll talk a little bit about how you were on the front page of Twitch here, showing feet playing some Dead by Daylight. Is there how do I ask this? Did you have to get over something? Did you have to get over something personally, mentally? Because like for me, I have nice feet, but I'm not gonna. I think I have nice feet, but like I'm not gonna be like, here you go for a little bit, once a week, twice a week while I do my thing. Did you have to get over something where you're just like, here they are, let's do it?
I have to get over something every time I hit go live, honestly.
For sure.
It's not, I don't think it's something that I'm ever gonna like get past, because to some people, when they see the word feet or when they see feet, their first instinct is to follow it with fetish, which is weird and to me at least. And I'm working to change that. I work to change that within my community. Everybody in my community respects it. They don't think of it. And people who come by and who stick by and get to see what I do beyond just like the first 3 minutes understands that it's more than that. And there's still people who come in that have that weird mentality, people who are forever going to be weird about it. And then the worst kind of people that you think are cool about it, and then they just say something weird like a year into knowing them.
And you're like, why, dog? Are you coming here all the time? I shout you all the time on my stream.
Yeah, well, a little bit deeper than that, but yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I think that's that. Oh, no. That's I was just gonna go off of what you said. Like that's something with all streamers, but then like it's a next level whenever you're like a person of color, or if you're showing a little bit more about yourself than I guess a normal streamer would. You're putting yourself out there a little bit more, or just being a woman on Twitch and being a woman on streaming stuff. Like people just have this idea that they can just say stuff, and it's just like, come on, man. We're just here to have a good time, dude. I just want to play with my feet. Let's do it.
It's weird in many regards to that. Is like the further you step out of the norm, the weirder the comments are going to be. But if you're not cut a certain way and you're not doing things a certain way, people are always going to question it and treat you as the weirdo or the outlier. And my only response to that is I dare anyone to show me what normal is at this point.
And that was going to be one of my follow-up questions. As someone who I've known you for quite some time, and I've been and frequent your stream, you always have a general positive outlook, or you always try to educate in a fun and memey way. We spoke about accessibility earlier. How do you think that you playing with your feet, as someone who has full accessibility, how do you think you are changing the conversation, if at all, about playing games in different ways?
If nothing else, I'm bringing a light to how expensive and inconvenient it is. Particularly, Elden Ring was one of the games that we had an issue with. And there's games like that don't allow for button remapping. So that makes it difficult for somebody who might only be able to play with one hand. So they'll have one hand on the controller, and they need to use special programs now to grip it, because they might only have like certain access to this half of the controller. So they might need to, in order to change the function, they'll have to hold L1, and then it changes the rest of the controller to the right side as opposed to the left side. And there's like nothing available for that, for anything like that. So even when using my feet, I have to use sometimes 2 or 3 different programs to reprogram things to work right and comfortably, because I could, and quite often I do have to go to what's they set with their controls and their standards, but it really shouldn't have to be that way for not only me, but for many other people.
Agreed.
And trying to also bring attention to the fact that accessibility goes beyond that. It's not just button mapping or things like that. And those levels of education. These are things that I've learned along the way because I myself am not disabled. I'm a fully abled individual. So I have to just basically just pass the word from people who have to use these different aspects and controls.
Sure.
So yeah.
I think like being on the Twitch front page and doing all that stuff, like the more awareness, even like, you know, like you're saying with the button mapping and stuff like that. And I think, like I said before, like in games coming out now, there are more visual stuff and more audio stuff, but it definitely needs to be more about like peripherals as well. I think we have a clip of you actually playing Elden Ring here. You defeating Margit with your gamepad. I want to say that I hate you because this was the hardest thing that I've ever done, and you're doing it with your feet there, and I'm mad. So that's what I got.
And you're always like, for the most part, so cool as a cucumber. Because like, I remember one stream you were playing with your feet, you were doing something else with your hands. Because somebody in there was like, "You're really playing with your hands." Like, all right, so what's up?
Yeah, I want to ask like, how far have you gotten into Elden Ring? Are you still playing Elden Ring, or like, what's your connection to that?
I had to restart the playthrough. Yeah, I had to restart my Elden Ring playthrough because in the middle of it, I actually got to the end, to the golden tree, and then I had to move. And moving took a very, very long time to get settled. And I was in such a rush for moving that I forgot to like back up the VODs. So by the time I got settled, all the VODs are gone. So I'm just like, all I have left is clips. I got to do everything over from the beginning, whatever. So yeah, we're just going through it again. But
I want to ask you fun questions because we've got a lot of education, but this show is about
getting weird
and fun. Do you think you now have to register your feet as weapons because they do things? They do things. Do you think?
Good question.
No, but I do have insurance on them.
Really?
Yeah, I have insurance on each toe. It's about $5,000 per toe.
I'm not mad at that. It's your livelihood.
Yeah,
that's really king. That's a king. That's king stuff. King shit.
Dang.
Let's ask J-Roc about some of the other topics we have.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, I got one more clip of you being, again, I think I was looking through your VODs being just mad because I'm like, I suck at video games, and I'm like, man, he's doing really good. So here's another clip of you just absolutely finessing on DBD, Dead by Daylight. If you don't know, you just finesse this guy with your feet. What's that about? And then you do it again right over here, just killing it. And I
can't even do that regularly.
Look at what is that? I'm so bad at that game.
The beauty about Dead by Daylight is that everything moves at pretty much like, once you know the pace that things are moving at, it's just the head game at that point. So it's about just knowing or guessing where your enemy is going to go. And then when you get to a certain level, it's not just guessing where your enemy is going to go, but making them think that they can go there. So in that case, I made him think I was going to hop back over the pallet at the end, and then just kind of like not 360, but just jetted back away from it. So just kind of like doing things like that and not being predictable. That's something that it's like you can not easily learn. It just takes a while, but it just comes with confidence. And I think that confidence comes from the different games that I played and not limiting myself to one game or one type of game.
Kelsey in chat said what I was thinking. J-Roc breaks ankles with his feet. It's true.
So for people that are just joining us, we had spent about 30 minutes talking about a bunch of different peripherals in games, and maybe we can like, I don't know, if you want to pick one and I'll pick one, Cresta, that we can ask J-Roc about what your thoughts are. But I'm kind of curious if you ever played any of the Guitar Hero games or Rock Band. Like, was that your vibe?
Here's this. Yeah, I want to hear something sad. You want to hear something truly sad? So I was gonna start playing Guitar Hero with my feet, and I was practicing. This was one of the few things that I actually was so nervous about that I started practicing offline. So I was doing a few of the runs and getting into it, just like really, really getting into it, and I lost the little adapter for the controller.
Because there's like a little thing that you got to do to put into the PC.
Yeah, I lost the dongle, so I just wasn't able to actually live stream this, and I was so upset. It was just done. I couldn't even play it with my hands at that point. The dongle was gone. I couldn't connect it to my consoles. Like, it was just done.
Oh,
so the dream was dead before it even got to live.
Damn, y'all heard the man. Y'all need to go to JrocTheGod at Twitch and donate to this man so we can get a dongle. Y'all want to see Guitar Hero with his feet?
No, I'm just got to get a new Guitar Hero controller at this point. There's like a bunch of different peripherals that I want to try out, and that's one of them. Another one was, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a skateboard controller that came. I think it was Tony Hawk Ride.
Yes.
I kind of want to speed run a game using that at one point, but I gotta get back in shape first so I can keep my balance. You know what I mean? I don't want to be up here speed running and then I gotta bust a left and then all of a sudden I'm busting my ass. I can't have that.
And now y'all get speed ran to the hospital.
Yeah. Any percentage, yeah, for sure. To the hospital. What's another one that we talked about, Cresta, that you think J-Roc would like?
I honestly want to show him Steel Battalion.
All right.
Because I want to know your thoughts on this. And how would you play? Would you use the feet part for your hands and then the button part with your feet?
Oh, the joystick. Yeah. So this was originally on Xbox in 2002, and there was joysticks and about 40 buttons mapped here. Is that enough buttons to do enough stuff?
What the hell am I looking at?
Let's do it again. Let's do it again. There's the Steel Battalion.
This doesn't look like a controller. This looks like a battle station.
Sweaty, oh sweaty.
Cresta said earlier that she can pilot her Gundam with it.
Yeah, I could definitely put this in like a mech bot and just
I'm the Megazord in that. Like, you can't tell me nothing. If I am playing League of Legends and I have all of those buttons mapped, I am literally Riven. I am literally Garrett. I am literally in Runeterra, and you cannot tell me anything.
So yeah, we've been talking about like different peripherals and stuff, and we also talked about like Deano. He played Guitar Hero, or he played the guitar on Call of Duty and all that stuff. Is there anything like that you want to branch out to? You know, you mentioned the skateboard and stuff like that. Is there anything that you want to go, pun intended, jumping off of into?
I don't have it sitting here, but right before I moved as well, I was also working on making my own controllers from scratch.
Wow.
I mentioned it before, Super Lewis 64. He was hooking me up with some of the scripts that I needed. And I was working on transforming a Handycam into a functioning controller, and I was going to use that to play Phasmophobia. But
I'm too scared to play that game, but I'd watch.
I just need more time to get that to work. But that I'm looking into making my own controllers. And eventually, like, what I want to do is, there's a few people who have been trying it, but I want more people to try it. I want more people to realize that this is work and this is difficult, but it's something that you can figure out. And I want people to like think outside of the box of using their hands, because when we had started this within the survival horror community, other things had branched out from that, where people were starting to play regular games on DDR pads, and people were starting to play games with steering wheel controllers, and then the DJ Hero turntables, and it just started branching out from that. And I feel like once more people start to think outside of the box, and the adjustment you have to do with playing a game without your hands, I think that it will open up a different level of creativity for so many other people who game.
For sure. And we'll see more, like you said, more like people just thinking outside the box as far as making the stuff, like making the different controllers, making like you or people that are interested in that stuff, just making it and making more accessibility as well, as far as doing all the mapping and stuff.
Another huge thing about that too is that when you do it with your feet and you realize that arcade pads are really expensive, honestly.
Yes.
I have one of the cheaper models, and this one cost me about $150. And that, and the Xbox Adaptive Controller, which is also, I think, around the 120 range. And I think Kelsey mentioned it in chat that the Xbox Elite Controller, which helps with for her as well, is about $120, $150 too. So gaming when you're not fully abled is expensive. And this is something that we should probably work to change, because it's just something that's also part of accessibility, is like actually being able to afford the shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like an Xbox movement recently in the past year or something that they were like, we're making these controllers with all the mapping? I don't have any information about it, but I vaguely heard about them, Xbox specifically, like Microsoft trying to work on that a little bit more.
Yes, I know they are. I think they just released a new controller today, actually. Another Elite version 2 for their latest console. What is it, like Xbox Series X or something?
XS1 1000, something like that.
X23 and the rest of the X.
Charlie, yes.
Yeah, that's the name of the controller.
I will say that in having this conversation, even doing research for this episode, it's really, you can think that it's weird or people adding difficulty onto it, but somebody in chat also made a good point that even the points we're making here, that gaming while disabled is really expensive, and that should be the weird part. Like, if you don't have access to your hands, or let alone even your feet, it shouldn't be so expensive for you to have joy and partake in video games, no matter what it is.
Exactly. That
you begin to take for granted that your hands are literally the only thing, really, because even with the Guitar Hero, the Power Glove, the Battalion, there's only one thing that really, the Battalion is the only thing that had something for your feet. If you don't have access to your hands, then what are you doing? If you don't have limbs, kind of like, what are you doing? Do you think that gamers can be the force of change with that, or do you think that it's something that has to be brought up to like a law level, if we're getting a little deep here?
I think gamers can and probably have to be the force of change of that. I don't know if we can bring it to the low level, because people still selling PS5s for like $900. You know what I mean? I don't think that we can regulate that too much if those are the price points that they establish. It's just that we as gamers have to unite for disabled community, because this is a fight that they've been screaming about for years, if not decades now, and have mostly gone unheard. And no one's going to listen to them until we start either preaching their message louder for them, lifting up their voices, or, you know, one of us works in position to do this and make this easier for them. This should not be this work should not be entirely on that community to take care of. This is why we have to, I guess, step up.
Yeah.
Because it's entertainment. Like, we want to give them the opportunity to have the ability to play entertainment and have fun.
Yeah.
Like, everybody should have that ability to do it, if no matter what you are, who you are. And
and an Xbox adaptive controller, I get it's a bit more expensive to make, but if these prices are that unaffordable, then is it that much of a business profit? Even if they drop the price just enough to sell the controllers, which I don't think, honestly, I think it's kind of unfair to be trying to get like an unreasonable profit off the disabled community by selling these controllers at the high prices. So if they dropped it or made it more reasonable to get these controllers, then I think that they would be like a major uptick for them, and this would be a major step in the right direction, and this would force, I guess, other companies to start working on different types of controllers as well.
No, I agree with that 100%, because it's crazy when you think about just the things that we would find weird, like you said, like full able-bodied people, when you talk about it from a stance of someone who may have broken their elbow, who may have, even if you just break a leg, you know what I mean? It becomes harder then to enjoy things. And if that's a larger conversation, that maybe gaming gone weird isn't the platform for that. That's a larger conversation about how disabled people are, you know, I don't know how to describe, like, how they get treated, and like
treated very unfairly, and that's as lightly as I can put it.
Yes, yes. I think maybe we go on something lighthearted.
For sure. Let's get a little weirder. But of course, if you have any thoughts or any things you want to add to this conversation, let us know in the chat. Let us send us a super chat, kynchat.com. Let us know. We'll read your questions on here, as long as we got J-Roc here for a little bit longer. But we were talking about different peripherals and stuff, but there are a lot of weird things that are going on in gaming that this past week that I kind of wanted to discuss. But something, because we are like the little sister to Fightful, Overbooked, and all that stuff. There's a new game called WrestleQuest, and there's a lot of wrestlers that are super into this, and I'll show you a little bit here, but it's a little RPG wrestle game where you can cut promos, you get your little custom walk-ons, and they have some there's Booker T, and there's a bunch of different little characters.
That's the Legion of Doom?
Yes, that was.
So yes, there's a lot of little wrestling things, and a lot of wrestlers are behind this game. I don't know if Cresta or J-Roc want to chime in, but does this interest you?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
When you said I could cut my own promo, the way I believe in Joe Hendry has had a grip on me. Oh, that's gonna be the first thing. Let me tell you something, brother. And the moment somebody gets too close, I'm tapping. You're not gonna lacerate my arm.
Yeah.
No.
I just love the art style too. The art style's like that, just 2D stuff, and they're just like, well, it's really cute. I enjoy it. It looks really good. But that's a game that's I don't know if they have an official date. I could have been misremembering the official date, but a lot of people are behind it, and it's a cool little RPG game. Another game that we wanted to talk about that did come out this week is a game and a game I would like to see J-Roc play, actually. If you haven't tried it out, Trombone Champ.
I've heard so much about this game.
I saw it on the top of the Steam thing, and I'm like, we already discussed it. I'm a trombone player. Cresta's a trombone player, apparently. I didn't know
We didn't know this about each other until today.
We found out earlier that we're both trombone players, but
I was saxophone and flute.
Okay.
I mean, come on, Woodwind.
Yeah. My aunt tried to teach me how to play saxophone, but my mouth could not do it. Like when I'm a kid with the reed,
yeah.
I was
always
like,
broke the reed trying to bite it too hard.
You bite the top, but not the. All right. Anyways, yeah. So there's a game called Trombone Champ, and it's just I don't even know what it is. I think it's the mouse where you just do. I don't even know what's going on
play
here.
An actual trombone.
I don't know what's going on there. But
I'm pretty sure it can be worked out with a scripter and a Titan 1 where you could set the trombone slider to go up and down on the screen. You could probably have that worked out.
And I know there's electric trombones, and now the wheels are turning in my brain.
Yeah, I have a plastic. I guess that's kind of weird. I have a plastic trombone. They made it like, it's even we're talking about like accessibility and stuff, but regular metal trombones are like thousands of dollars, couple $100, but there's a thing called a P-bone, which is a plastic trombone that's geared to middle schoolers and younger high schoolers, where it's only like $100.
I didn't even know that existed.
I have a white one. It's really nice. It's a plastic and sort of, I don't know, it's all plastic. They do have carbon fiber as well, but they're plastic trombones. They make plastic trumpets that are fully functional as a normal instrument, but they're just plastic, and they're made so on the cheaper side so that they can buy in bulk and stuff. So that's pretty dope.
That's pretty nice.
I paid $600. Well, my parents paid $600 for my trombone when I was a kid, and that was a used trombone with a dent in it.
Yikes.
Yeah, it gets expensive. Expensive. That was like why I started out playing flute first as a kid. I was gonna go to saxophone, and then we looked at the saxophone prices because they initially needed us to have instruments at home, so we could practice at home, or if we were uncomfortable using the school stuff, we had to bring our own in. So I was gonna do saxophone. I think the saxophone was like $600 or $700 around that time, and Mom's was just like, "No, you got to find a different elective then if you come in because we can't do that." So I wound up like going to flute, and then flute was still expensive. We paid about $300, I think, for the flute that I had. No, I'm sorry, it was close to like $150, I guess, but it was still pretty expensive.
Yeah,
all things considered. But that was why I started with flute, and then I went to saxophone midway my second year because they allowed us to stay after school later to practice with the instruments.
Are you still like musically inclined at all? Did that like go on?
I can still play the flute a little bit.
Okay.
I have not really played a saxophone in a while, so I would love to try it again and get back on it, but y'all got like $700.
Listen, I'm heading to TwitchCon, and I know a little birdie told me you going to TwitchCon. We're going to find some instruments, and we're going to have the LA Gap Band, J-Roc and Cresta. We gonna figure it out. We gonna do it. I got the trombone, you got the flute and or saxophone. It may sound like crap, but y'all are gonna be here for it because what we are singing. Period.
Crap.
Yeah.
I was on TV for the flute when I was a kid. I was good at it. I was real good at it. I was in a they had us the first thing they had us was in the what was that? The Memorial Day parade. We were marching for that. I was in a middle school 113's band, and they had us like we had a little solo performance. And then afterwards, like a couple months after that, one of the local television programs. I don't know if you're from New York, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
You remember BCAT back in the day?
Was that a Brooklyn thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
The Bronx. I don't know.
Okay, but it was like local.
It
was
like
like local. Yeah, it was. They had me on there twice playing, doing solos. So I was like, I was pretty decent at what I did.
Come on, young man, as the old folks would say. Go ahead, young man.
Now I want to know, everybody in chat, if y'all are musically inclined or if y'all played any instruments. Let us know right down there in the comments. If you're watching this a little bit later, or if you're watching right now, get us in the live chat. But J-Roc, really appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. That was pretty dope. It was a lot of fun. Where are you, like, where do you see Twitch going with, or your involvement? Well, we're not,
Turn
not the time. Not the time.
I can't.
No.
I will say this as a Twitch ambassador. I don't think I have to be very careful about what I say
for sure
on this topic.
I will say
nothing.
I meant more as like you as a streamer, like what do you want to do? What are some things that you want to accomplish through streaming, or what games you want to hit up, or like what are you thinking for the next year or so?
And if I can piggyback off of that too, also tell people where they can find you, upcoming projects you've got going on. Like, give us the J-Roc, the gods, cut a promo on yourself.
Shit, I just want to keep having fun, if we're being real here.
For sure.
And streaming is fun right now, so I just want to keep having fun. I guess one of my future projects is I want to get my YouTube back off the ground by taking some of the VOD. This is something I probably should have been doing a long time ago, but which was taking some of the VODs of games that I've completed for Twitch and then bringing it to YouTube in a more condensed fashion, so it's easier to watch through, and just keep going from there. I don't know where ultimately I'm going to end up as far as streaming goes, because honestly, I don't know what the future of live streaming is going to be over the next couple of years based on everything that's happening. But I guess while I'm still here, I just want to keep making impacts on people's lives, because that's what it's about. And that's really what mostly keeps me going through it. So that's what my focus is how can I turn someone else's head to pay attention to this? And then what do we do with that once we got the attention? How can we get more people on board with what we're trying to do as far as lobbying for the disabled community?
For sure. Man, that's great. Where can they find you on the internet if they want to go and support you and check you out further?
Well, right now you can find me mostly on Twitch and Twitter. This is what I'm doing. I'm bringing a lot of my content in shorter forms to TikTok, so it's easier to just like see the highlights of things like that. I've been bigger on that lately, and I want to start bringing them to YouTube Shorts. But you can find me everywhere at JrocTheGod. So it's
awesome.
Yep.
JrocTheGod on Twitter, everywhere, Twitch, and all that stuff. Go check him out. We have the links. If you're watching this a little bit later, we have the links to his stuff down there in the description of this YouTube video, or you can see him right there. Here's mine, whatever. But thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us and talking some weird games and talking feet accessibility and all that stuff. Thank you to everybody that started watching. J-Roc, go check him out. Cresta Starr, where can they find you around the internet for the rest of the week?
You can find me anywhere. You can type Cresta Starr, CRESTASTARR. And if you're on Twitter, it's Cresta the Star, because, I behave badly sometimes.
Oh, I was also going to ask really quickly, is there anything that y'all are looking forward to for TwitchCon? Because I think you said y'all are both going to be at TwitchCon. Is there something specific that y'all are looking forward to, or just going to it and hanging out?
Other than the free drinks?
That's a good part too.
You're a partner. I'm just
legit. I don't know. I'm like still kind of nervous about still being on what's actually still a pandemic, but still not treated as such. So I'm very nervous about that. But I legit haven't seen so many people since 2019, and it'll just be nice to see faces again, if nothing else. So I'm really just looking forward to seeing people that I haven't seen in years, which feels like decades. But yeah,
for sure.
I
You want to
piggyback
go?
that sentiment.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I totally want to go to TwitchCon mainly to see people. Like I met J-Roc at I think TwitchCon, I think 2018 or 2017, one of those years.
2017. It was in Long Beach.
Yeah, and we were hanging
We
out.
met by the Jackbox booth.
It was cool. You were so dope, and it's like having con friends, people who live across the country, and you know you're going to see them at a con. I'm nervous about the pandemic, all the things going on, but I really want to see people. And I got bullied into going, so.
So go find them, Cresta the Star, J-Roc the God. Go find them at TwitchCon. Go hang out with them or whatever. Go check them out on all their socials and stuff. I've been Jules the Human, Jules the Human on all social media, TikTok, stream on Twitch, YouTube, here on Know Your News, Twitter, and all that stuff. Go follow all of us. Go hang out. Say you saw the show. Let us know you saw the show. And if you have any more questions or any comments or anything, leave it down there in the comments. Send us a super chat. KYN chat offline, kynchat.com. If you want to talk to us about stuff, let us know. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you on the next one next Saturday. See ya.
Bye, y'all.